Yes, so for this part over here, I've increased the thickness of the honeycomb design in which I created in part 5. I've increased the thickness. Reasons why I increased the thickness was because I wanted to actually experiment with this material and see how I can include some different joints. So I looked at like the mortise and tenon joint. So what I did was I inserted some areas at the top and the sides and things like that. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get honeycombs which are of the same, of the not the same length, but maybe just a bit longer with a thinner, like a thinner depth, like a lower depth. So then I can simply just slot it in, so it would basically be longer than the first piece. So the reasons why I did that was because I wanted to really focus on like the weathers and things like that. So basically in hotter climates they can move to maybe the areas which are less thick, so basically air will be able to come out easily, and the area won't be too hot anyways. But also in areas which are in when the in cold climates, sorry, they can easily move into the thicker areas of the shelter, so it can like conserve the heat and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I made this. And I was inspired by the vase method. The vase, I call it the ring method. Why? Because I watched as the guy used a he took measurements, created rings, and what he did was he sort of layered them up on each other, and he glued them in, and then after gluing them he then sanded it down, so basically to make create a fine sort of texture, using the actual, using the manufacturing processes and that. So I then decided to take rings of my own and align them together, but it being in such a way that it slots into each other. So it slots into each other. Not every single ring would slot into each other, but the ones of, if you have like a thicker one, let's say for example you have like a thicker ring and a less thicker ring, them two slot in, and then the ones which are also less thicker, they just join to the sides, and until we get to the far end whereby we have a more thicker one, then that can also slot in as well. So yeah, I think, because I put down like 4 points. The wood will have to be hand cut. Using the laser cutter may burn the wood. Yes, using the laser cutter is can at times be a huge problem. Why? Because especially with the actual laser gun itself, um there are times whereby if it's not set properly, it may actually burn the wood. So, but and it burning the wood is also it weakening the wood. So I wouldn't want it to do that at all. And using the CNC machine is also a problem as well. Why? Because at times it's not prone to failure, but at times if it fails, it at times it can fail. That's number one, and two, it normally takes a lot of time. And seeing as we're going to be using a lot of big pieces, it that will be that's a growing problem. It will therefore slow down the production line, and that's something that we don't want. So